Hello there! Welcome to JonnyBuildz. I'm your host, of course, Johnny, and with me, as has been for the last now 9 weeks, is Marcella and Krista. Oh, can you not hear me? Can they not hear me? Why can they not hear me? Did I? Oh, shoot. I hit the wrong thing. Hold on. Whee! Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hit the wrong button to switch the... Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, we got Dusty in here. Good to see ya. And as I was saying as my intro, with me for the last 9 weeks is Marcella and Krista. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's been a busy day, and I know for you guys it has too. Just lots of different things going on.
Yes, lots and lots.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yes, yeah. So real quick before we get started, there's something very special going on this week. It's starting to kind of permeate through the online Instagram Lego community. It's gone to some, like I do YouTube and stuff, and I'll be doing this actually tomorrow. But there's kind of a challenge going on, like things have happened throughout the years, like there's been like the ice bucket challenge and different things like that. Well, this is kind of a Lego challenge, and this is actually walking on Lego bricks. And the reason for that is this has been done by Brick Together, Click Together. He's the one that's kind of organized this, and it's to raise awareness for children suffering from addiction. And the organization that is kind of co-sponsoring with it and donations are being made to is called NACOA, which is the National Association for Children of Addiction. So the idea is everyone talks about how awful it is to step on a Lego brick. Everybody knows the pain associated with that, especially the really, really, really tiny ones. And so the idea is you have bricks laid out, all different kinds, and you walk on them kind of to symbolize the pain that children that have addictions, that suffer in families that have, that deal with addictions, the pain, the suffering that happens there. And it's, to raise awareness, donate to the cause, that sort of thing. And along with this week-long kind of awareness raising that's happening, starting Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Keith is going to start streaming at 7 p.m. on his YouTube channel and try to go for 48 hours straight, which is going to be nuts. Yeah.
I don't even think I could go for 24 hours.
Well, there have been people that have done 24-hour ones, and usually by the end they're kind of nodding off. And there have been 48-hour streams and 72-hour streams where you're handing off after 1 or 2 hours. You're handing off to the next person. So he's going to have guests on. I'll be on there a few times. There's going to be, I know Mavericks is going to be on there. Several others that I know of will be, coming in and out and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting thing as we all try to keep Keith awake.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen some on Twitch where they do sleep. Like, they just have the camera on them while they sleep, and you can pay so much to, like, play a horn blaring.
Oh, really?
Sound effects in the room. Yeah. So, I mean, you don't have to stay awake the whole time.
Right. Well,
although, if anyone could do it, it would be Keith.
He does have that high energy. He does. So that's what he's going to attempt. Like I said, look him up after this stream, obviously. But look him up. And as kind of a special thing, I know I'll be streaming with him a couple times, or joining his stream a couple times. And on Saturday, my niece is actually, Malaya, shout out to Malaya. My niece has actually been asking, ever since I really started streaming, or ever since she found out, she's like, can I be on your stream? And I'm like, aww. So she hit 10 years old a couple weeks ago. We actually saw her down in Florida at Universal. But they're coming up, and she's like, can I stream? We're celebrating my birthday. Can I stream? And I'm like, we can. We'll do a thing. We don't want to, necessarily show her face on. I mean, like, I know sometimes they do. Not my kid. I can't, make that decision or whatever. But she'll be able to see her hands. We're going to build something special on this, this long 48-hour stream. I think we're building kitty cats from scratch. So we're just like, we're just going to try to make our own brick built cats. So that'll be fun. So So
I love that.
Awesome.
That's adorable.
so that's coming up Saturday. And yeah, so let's talk episode 9, the season semi-final of season 5.
I have a surprise first.
The what?
I have a surprise first.
Oh, all right. Marcella has a surprise for us. Let's see.
Yes. So I have been kind of reworking the surfboard from episode 3, right?
Okay.
It's gone through many different versions, but I have kind of figured out how to sideways build.
Okay.
And now we have a true surfboard.
Oh, look at that. It's a monkey surfboard.
It's a monkey surfboard. We've got some studs on the outside to attach his feet to. It's got a pretty decent frame on the back so it could slide. Instead of wheels, we're looking at skis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. I like it.
Like
Looks great.
Also looks like a surfboard.
It does. It looks very much like a surfboard.
Yes. So, had I built this, episode 3 might have ended a little differently.
The monkey may have made it.
Monkey may have made it. We'll see.
Now I just got to
We'll
get on
ride
building
again.
that monkey.
Yep, now you
I'll
gotta
get
get to
on
building.
it.
No, not just the monkey, the cheeky little monkey.
The cheeky little
The
monkey.
cheeky little monkey.
He will ride again.
That's right. All right, let us
He's
talk.
on my project list.
Yeah. Wait, you have a list? Like you have more than one thing you're working on? No.
I can't even say it with a
Yeah,
straight
I know. So, this episode was Great Ball Contraption, and we need to talk a little bit about that. I know some people, I'm sure, have seen Great Ball Contraption at events, but just seeing it does not explain the pain. When we were talking about pain earlier with addiction, there is pain that is associated with Great Ball Contraption, and Krista can actually tell us a good bit about it and some comparisons about this episode and what normal Great Ball Contraption kinds of things that they do. So
Yeah. So, looking at Great Ball Contraptions, I happen to have one here with me. So this is what we call a Great Ball Contraption module. If I turn it on, hopefully y'all can see that. You can see the steps moving up and down and things like that. This is essentially what Ben and Michael were trying to do on that last phase. But normally, when we'd use Great Ball Contraptions, we use the little soccer ball it's the Lego soccer ball. So it's about this big. By comparison, they were using ping pong balls, which are about this big.
Yep.
The difference being, this is solid. As I toss that
ding.
there.
It was a great ding. That was a perfect ding. That was great.
It almost went in my water cup. And then these are hollow, so these have a different level of bounce to them, and it's a completely different level of weight. Like this, you kind of know what you're getting at, and you run hundreds of these as you connect all these little modules together to essentially make a loop. This, even in my hand, that's on the floor now.
It is gone forever.
That is now, it lives there now.
Mhm.
So it's unpredictable, just like the way it flew out of my hand there. So the challenge of this has a different added component because not only is Great Ball Contraption finicky as anything, you can do everything right. It will run right 100 times. You go to run it the day of, it doesn't work. The gears slip very easily. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with a ball contraption. So, yeah, this was a very interesting challenge to watch, knowing how ball contraptions work.
Yeah, when I saw the whole thing of balls come down, and I'm like, those are not the... Now, again, if any had hit any of the contestants, it would have been like, ow, if it was like the actual balls, versus ping pong balls. But, like, I saw that, and I was like, this is not going to go well. This is different.
But I believe that's the same thing that they used on the Galaxy one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So,
the same
Go ahead.
challenge, actually, from the opening of the Galaxy for Grandmasters versus the Galaxy.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, the
So-
difference there is this is which, so I saw a lot of comparison online. A lot of people were being kind of finicky about that, comparing that episode to this episode, which it's apples and oranges, guys. You can't really compare them because this is a bunch of newbies who, this is the first time they're doing this in this brick pit, in this environment. And everybody on that show were past either winners or made it very far on the show. So they were seasoned at doing things like this.
Right. So I had, from the very beginning, even before they started, I had an issue with the judges already. And that was the fact that, like, they're like, hey, you're doing great ball contraption. I'm like, that's insanely cool that they have to do great ball contraption. We have to, and it goes along with everything they talk about. We want you to have a good story with it. And immediately I'm like, that is, you are throwing in something that does not work very well with great ball contraption. Great ball contraption is to be, and again, this is, I know it's a different thing than what, you know, you see at like the conventions and stuff, but the whole thing about great ball contraption is focus on the contraptions and making those work and function and everything like that. Story can go around it, sure, but there should not be a focus on story. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I will agree to disagree. In talking with, you know, the people who do ball contraptions, you know, I've learned a lot from them over the years. And the goal is always get from A to B.
Yep.
You have to get it from start to finish.
Yep.
That's the goal. So there is a level, though, of aesthetics. The modules that we have, you know, we've done those as kits. They're kind of the basic. The ones that are really, really cool actually do have some sort of story to them. Like, there was an arcade one where it actually did, like, the whole arcade thing. And it looked like an arcade machine, and it was just so cool. So there is a story factor, but to your point, Johnny, it's not the driving factor.
It's not the driving factor.
Of A to B.
And they have way more than 12 hours to build.
That is true.
Right.
That is true.
I'll kind of be the middle of the road and kind of agree with both of you, but where I'll kind of differ is they're building for TV. So they couldn't just put up a big, you know, Technic structure that had no flair. And personally, at a con, I've seen a couple at Brick Rodeo, big ball contraptions, but they also have story elements. Because otherwise, the general public isn't going to stop. They're just going to walk right by. So you have to have that thing that kind of, you know, your general public, your Lego fan is going to see that contraption and say, oh man, that's pretty cool. The kid is going to see that and be like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Your general person that's just there probably with a friend, if it's not shiny and, you know, got some story to it, they might not stop.
Possibly. I think, and again, there are always going to be people that are like, well, that doesn't interest me. But I think the vast majority of people just kind of look at, like, Lego can do that? Like, all the movement and thing. Now, again, a lot of times when you see great ball contraption at something like Brick Rodeo or Brick Fair, it is so complex. There are so many different moving parts, different things, and there's there's going to be some part of it that appeals to somebody, you know, like the way it's designed, the way, you know, some part of it. So like you'll see people, I've seen people that are just like, they're kind of walking, they're like, yeah, no, that's cool. All of a sudden, boom, you know, one particular part of it is like, wow, that's really, you know, that's really neat. Or I never thought of doing Lego that way, because I mean, there are some that are very simple and it's like, oh, I see Lego can lift a ball that way or whatever. But then there are some that's like, well, let's get into talking and I'll talk about my favorite one. Corey and Rebecca. The things that they did with theirs, especially where they had the flippers that were going up and making the ball go up, flawless. It looks so good and so well designed. They had that. They had
it went up the flipper wall so smooth.
It did. It was extremely smooth. Like they had that timing perfect. Like it was so good.
I'm stealing that from them. He knows. They know.
Yeah.
The problem where they failed, though, is they went too hard on the storytelling, and it got too convoluted, and I don't think the judges could really follow the story they were trying to tell, which I had a little trouble with it. I was like, the lion's doing what and going where with the who? And what? There's a roller coaster and now there's coffee? What's happening? This lion's going on an acid trip. I don't know what's going on.
There was... So never mind. I'm not going to go there.
To be fair, though, as a parent, some of our stories get that way. When it's like you're trying to get to bed and you're just like, all right, and then what did he do? Oh, okay. And then, yeah, sure. Yeah, I got where they were coming from.
I even wrote down some of it. So it's like the lion was good, and then like his ears got cold, so he got earmuffs, and then he went down the sledding hill for some reason, and then like it was like it's just like I get that there is disconnect because there isn't continuity, but again, children's story, there isn't a lot of times. Sometimes like you ask, "What'd you do today?" and it goes everywhere, and half of it isn't even real. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think and sadly for them, I think if they would have taken the roller coaster track portion out, they didn't even really need it. Like the rest of their story was so cool, and the bits and bobs were so neat that roller coaster track it was their downfall.
Yeah,
getting stuck there.
And
was such a bummer because otherwise it was pretty great.
Yeah. Well, Kristen just said the lion was based on like the books. Like if you give a mouse a cookie, that's how the books go. I guess it's just like you give a mouse a cookie, and all of a sudden you end up in Africa or something or whatever. I was so sad with that roller coaster part not working because like every time I watch the ball stop, I'm like, it's because your bricks are too big holding on the track. Like if they were just thinner brick, if you just had a plate there instead of a thick brick, guess what? Your ball would just go wee. And I was like, how do they not see that? But yeah, whatever.
Heat of the moment, pressure of the clock.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's that challenge of everybody was challenged to go big and do something bigger, especially Corey and Rebecca, because they had been doing such smaller builds. So they overcorrected on that. Yeah. But the challenge is if you put it on there, it has to work.
Yep.
Sage and Ian's was simple, but it worked.
Well, let's go there. We'll go there next because it was way too simple. I mean, it looked nice. Like the beginning part, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I guess they're books, but I don't know. I couldn't really tell. The dragon looked good. The beanstalk looked fantastic. Like that was really well done and stuff. Their Great Ball Contraption stuff was so lackluster. And, almost failed completely. Luckily it caught itself. That ball fell out, and luckily it caught itself in the right spot. Yeah. But, there was no refinement to that whatsoever. And, frankly, I was like, yes, story elements, good. The focus really should be Great Ball Contraption, and it did work, but it wasn't really, it was a conveyor belt to another conveyor belt. It really wasn't a contraption in any way.
Well, it got from point A to point B.
Yeah, I agree. And that's where that's where I have my issue with the judges because, there's work. 2 of them worked, 2 of them didn't. One of them that didn't work, went home. But we've seen where ones that don't work or break stay. It's inconsistent. It's frustrating. So.
Yeah, I feel the aesthetic plays a large part in that.
It did. Oh, it had to.
It
absolutely
really did. And their aesthetic was a lot cleaner than Corey and Rebecca's. There was
for sure.
A lot more detailing. But on the reverse of that, I think that Corey and Rebecca's mechanisms were far, far more complex.
Absolutely.
Sage's. So it was. When you get to this point in the competition, it's hard to send anybody home. It's anybody's game. And there was one, I do believe we had one true standout. And that was Anthony and Joe.
Yep, I agree.
And if you know this, they didn't have a lot of airtime in terms of them actually building.
Yes.
Because it was like there was no real drama.
Nope.
Like
Right.
Joe, this is Joe's wheelhouse, 100%. So, like, he just got there and made it work.
Well, that was the only thing before the one break. Like, it's just when he first really started, it's like, oh, if I can't get this to work, we're out. It's like, you've just started. There's no, you're gonna
Yeah,
get it,
you're good. Yeah, you're good, Joe.
Yeah,
you're fine.
fake drama. So, but yeah, I get it. So, but theirs was really well done. The amusement park, Escape from Mom, worked perfectly, and they were obviously the first to go to, like, hey, you're the first to go through. I was, and again, I just have issues with Amy going back and forth and kind of flip flopping. She was like, I wish there was more theming. I'm like, the whole thing was themed, except for the funhouse didn't quite look exactly like a funhouse because they focused on making it so it flipped. Sometimes there's buildings and amusement park. I don't know.
Again, I would have challenged. I don't know if I would have said it to their faces, probably, but I would have been like, 12 hours. You gave us 12 hours. Like, if you want detailing, give me 18 hours. Like, give me
15. 15 would have been plenty, I think.
15 would have, yeah, because that's a good point. Because, like, at 12 hours is enough time to get the contraption done, to test it multiple times, and you need at least an hour, maybe 2, just for detailing.
Yep.
That's what you're doing the last hour of these builds, is you're doing those polishing touches.
Yes.
Sometimes, unless you know, sometimes you don't have time for that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I do think, though, for as many different motions that Joe and Anthony put in there, it didn't have the full polish that it probably could have. And again, where they spent their time was clearly getting this thing to work and work flawlessly. But I would have liked to see maybe just a little bit more, because I didn't love that storyline of the escape from Mom, and then, like, it didn't make sense for me. I would have done it more like, I mean, growing up in Pittsburgh, we've all done this. It's school field trip day or a school trip day to Kennywood kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, finally, we're on our own. Like, no parents around. What are we going to do? As opposed to, like, the escape from Mom thing, because the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh my God, my kid's gone. Like, I went to the mom roll, like, I'm freaking out. I was like, I can't even enjoy this because I'm worried about this kid,
Right.
So I would have just liked to see maybe a little bit more polish and, like, detail, which is probably where Amy was coming from. Like, it did look like a little blocky and a little, compared to, like, Ben and Michael, Ian and Sage, who, I mean, those were very visually appealing.
Yeah, I think Ben and Michael's, I was a little confused on the cans. It's like they kind of just gave up when it came to the cans. Maybe that's, again, being from Pittsburgh. We got the Andy Warhol can. We're used to seeing what a
circular
Camel's can or a can, right?
Yeah,
and having different labels and colors, and I expected the cans to be decorated, but again, 12 hours.
I wonder if that was
they
a
were,
thing where they're like,
but
get
only
it to
from
work.
the one side.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. But I wonder if they were just trying to get it to work, and then they're like, then we'll get to the nope. Obviously they couldn't, because they ran into the issue with the gears and stuff and trying to make that work. Yeah, and to your point, Krista, like, you do this multiple times, the gears do start wearing out, especially in testing, especially the worst part is like and I'll use my stuff as an example, getting the Hoff doors to close, and like they would hit a certain point, and like if there was something that was just a little bit that was causing it to stop, the gears would start. And as soon as you start doing that, you're starting to round the gears. It's starting to fit, and they're not going to be the same the next time, So, yeah, it's kind of iffy with a lot of that.
Well, it was weird with Ben and Michael's. It kind of looked like their batteries died. Like it didn't seem like
Like it got tired.
Contraption broke. It just seemed like the batteries died.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that happen on this module a number of times. It's the gears just get like slightly out of sync or out of alignment, and the whole thing just like shuts down. But I did like this build. At first, when I saw it, I thought it was Ian and Sage's because it was so like cutesy and whimsical.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was very interesting seeing this build in particular from Ben and Michael. But I love this story of the meatball.
Me too.
Going through a little adventure,
Yep.
like
Yep.
that. If they had pulled that off, I think they probably would have been like the first in the finals.
Oh yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Well,
I do think this was their most cohesive story to date.
yes.
And it was, to be honest, it was the first like build I was like, oh my, I actually really like this one from them. 'Cause usually I'm just like, okay, yeah, I get it. They're, you know. But this one I was like, oh, I love this meatball. I love the face on this. Like, I love this story. But yeah, the cans, I was just like, what happened with the cans?
It was
They got
themed.
phoned in a little.
Yeah, it was themed very well, just because it is a ball. So it's like, okay, what are we gonna have? That's a ball,
Right?
And I don't think anyone else really thought about that, which is actually an important point. It's like use everything, and that includes, you know, your ball's gonna come through. Okay, what is the story of this ball? What can it be? And everything else up to the cans, I mean, like was flawless. Looked really good, you know, as you said, like the theming was perfect, and they have like the eyes everywhere. Everything was a character, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
We're talking about balls as I'm sitting here building spheres.
Little sphere. So in thinking of it, I was thinking, what would Krista and I have done? And you mentioned earlier, you know, we're hometown girls. I would have probably tried to convince you to do a Kennywood themed Great Ball Contraption. Have it start off with the skee ball ramp and shoot off into something.
There you go.
And then have it go like through the Music Express and go around.
I was just thinking about that.
And
I was thinking
then-
the Music Express looping.
Yep.
Yep.
And then have it go into the steel curtain and go up and down into, like, it would have been so, I really wish we could
For
have
our
done this.
Pittsburgh theme park.
Yes.
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 Like, the story would have been like a no-brainer. Like, it would have been so good. And we could have done the big ombre spear that we know how, like, it would have just been so beautiful.
So I had a thought about that as well,
Okay.
and mine was a little different, but it had a hometown feel. And it was essentially coming down the parkway, going through a tunnel, going over a bridge, maybe up a fountain, you know. So it was more like that downtown Pittsburgh, because we all know about tunnels and bridges and rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could have built the incline to look like the
Oh gosh,
actual
yeah.
incline.
Yes. You know what? You know what the problem is? Not a problem. I've noticed this about, like, or at least, and this goes to our lug in general, but a lot of times when we think of things to do, we're like, how can we incorporate our city in the build in some creative way? Either Kennywood, you know, could change it and make it sandcastle, you know, going down the big things and stuff like that, or, you know, just going through the parkway, whatever, through the tunnels. I mean, like, I don't see any other lugs unless they do, like, specifically, hey, we built the stadium that's here or something like that, you know. We tend to, I don't know, we love our city. There are problems just like any other city, but we still love it and the uniqueness of it, and we try to incorporate that in the stuff we do.
Yeah.
We really do.
We really do. And we could have combined both of those ideas and had it go up the incline and end up at Kennywood.
Awesome.
Like, how awesome would that have been?
It's so awesome.
That would have, that would have
We'll
been.
have to go through Squirrel Hill to get to Kennywood, so.
Well, that's true. Oh,
yes.
jeez. So now we've got a whole tour around the city. Like,
We do.
It's like, hey, we're in the city. Go through the tunnel. You hit, well, you're hitting Homestead, so you hit Sandcastle first, then go to Kenny. Oh man, we got it. We got to do this now.
I wonder if we could have worked in a water feature to go through Sandcastle.
Yeah.
Have it.
Would have been
Yeah.
cool.
That would have been
so
so cool.
That would
Redemption
be interesting.
Island, like season 8. I want in. Like, oh,
Yes.
I want another
They would-
go at
well,
it.
they'll bring you back as this, or not celebrities, but as, like, you know, previous, you know, whatever, and they'll have, like, you know, big, you know, thingy going on for like a couple episodes or whatever, like they did the other holiday special. That would be cool. Yeah.
Right.
That would be cool.
I'd do that.
So we get to the judgment portion of it, and as we said, Anthony and Joe, they were the first to go through. Theirs worked perfect. It was flawless, well designed. There was no hiccups or anything, even though even though the story was kind of like, like there wasn't. I mean, like as we said, there wasn't much, but they're the first to go through. So I don't know if you consider that like they are the top number one. I don't know how that how you rate that, but they're the first to go, which usually I would think is like they're the ones that stood out first. So kind of interesting, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with it just because there was a level of complexity to the modules they used. There were a bunch of different, directions and things that they did. So it was complicated. It worked. And the aesthetic was lacking, but it was still there. Then you go to the next one, which was Ian and Sage, who had strong aesthetics, but the technical was lacking a little, but it worked.
No. It was non-existent. They did a conveyor belt. That was, and I know for them it was difficult. It was like, why is this sagging? But that is not difficult.
It got from A to B.
From start to finish, it completed the task.
It did.
But my heart would have just stopped when it fell off of the. But man, that's just such a lucky catch for it to just land.
Oh
right
my word!
On
and the fact that the second time it made it up, and you just see that thing wiggling and shaking, it's like, oh my gosh, how is it ever going to like? How did it ever make it up in the first place? Like when they tested it, I just don't believe it.
Still a really cool challenge, and they're such sweet kids. Like to see them so excited for it to work and go through, and even though it was simple, like it worked and they were just so excited. I was so excited for them.
Too many high fives, though. Too many high.
Oh man, that was actually a really funny segment with Will.
Oh really?
I really liked the high five segment. It was really cute.
So our bottom two, Ben and Michael, who have been in the top almost every single time, and Corey and Rebecca, who have not necessarily been to the bottom, but they've been more towards the bottom. They've had some really good ones with smaller builds. I mean, they won one, but they've generally been more towards the bottom because their builds have not been as, big, and we'll just say that, as the others. I don't know. I kind of disagree because, again, when it's great, when it's supposed to be great ball contraption, there's your first thing. That's the major thing. Even if it didn't work, because, again, we've gone back and forth this entire season of, things haven't worked or things have broke, still good. So I have a little issue with that. But at the same time, their stuff was so complex and so well done, except for the ones that didn't work. Like, just so tough.
Yeah, I agree. I think the bigger thing here is I don't think it was very clear what the judges meant by great ball contraption.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know, being in the Lego community, what a great ball contraption is and what that expectation is. And I think we've talked about this a few times of like there have been missing opportunities to kind of explain for non-Lego people what these things are. Yes. So like if you were to say a great ball contraption, which is a mechanism that uses blah 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 to move a ball from A to B, and I mean they kind of did that a little bit, but I think they could have gone a little bit more into that, which might have clarified for the judging purposes of why they chose how they chose, because watching the Galaxy thing, the first thing they said was if it breaks and the ball doesn't make it from A to B, that you're up for elimination.
Zero.
Like that's a zero. Like, so I think that could have been a little bit more clear too.
Right.
Just kind of what the parameters on the public side.
Yes.
These things might have been said behind, in the challenge brief, but I think in the editing it should have been included, at least for the general public, to go, oh, this is what they were supposed to do.
Right.
But But knowing that both Corey and Rebecca's and both Ben and Michael's didn't work. Corey and Rebecca's actually had 2 touches. Ben and Michael's just didn't make it.
Yep. Right.
So then it comes down to aesthetics and the technical ability, and where do you go from there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the ones that did work for them were very good. And as Kristen said, it was the fingers going. Yeah, that's the one that just wowed me, because I was like, holy cow, look how smooth that is. That was so good.
Yeah.
For a ping pong ball, like I would expect a regular, like the little hard, heavy ball to be able to go fine, but that ping pong ball just floated up there. It was amazing.
Oh, it was the best movement of the challenge. Like
yes.
It was. I think it was
hands
the best.
down.
By far.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I think what happened possibly with this is it came, like you said, Chris, it came down to so close that they maybe looked at past challenges and kind of looked on a whole. And the small building for Corey and Rebecca in the past just edged them out. And they tried to go big and
mostly worked.
Mostly worked.
Yeah, mostly worked. Yep. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, someone had to go home, and that therein lies the hard part, which leads us into next week. Next week is the finale of the season, and I don't think they've said. We know it's the grand finale, but we don't really know what they're building yet, do we?
No, I was kind of, after I watched that trailer, I was like, what are we building here? I really don't know.
They kind of kept it hidden, I think. I even looked on the Wikipedia.
24 hours.
Yeah.
I hope it's a 24-hour free build where they don't give them, many parameters, and it's just a free build. I just want to see them, what they're capable of doing, because I know all 3 of these teams have their individual strengths. Anthony and Joe is amazing with movement. If you go to his social media and see some of he did the Sharknado, and then he also did the Maelstrom from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
he's bringing that to Virginia.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's right across from our booth.
Working Mario Kart thing that's really neat. He's
I've
seen
really
that. Good with movement.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then Ian and Sage are going to blow it out of the park with realism in their sculpting. They are just amazing one-to-one sculptors. So if they have the time to build, I can only imagine what they'll put out.
Right.
And they have great stories too.
And they have great storytelling ability too. And they're youthful and bright, and they love color. So I'm excited to see what they can do. And then Ben and Michael, engineering. It is all about the power functions, and
what can we make it do?
I do worry. Right, what can we make it do? I do worry about their finesse and their detailing, but I think it's going to be a spectacular finale. I'm super excited.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. And as Dusty said, Australia always has a free build as the final round, he thinks. So that'll be interesting. And they've been Lego Masters Australia has been going the same time that Fox has, or America has, right? They've been doing it kind of parallel, right?
Well, so yes and no. Where they differ is that they air boom, 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 right.
Okay.
Multiple episodes a week, I think. So
interesting.
Where they've been done for a few weeks already.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Their champ a couple weeks ago.
Interesting. So we'll find out next week. So next week, we actually will not be streaming at this time, because we'll actually be, and we're still trying to figure this out. We got to figure out the details for this. We're actually streaming live during the final competition. Now, is it an hour? Is it an hour and a half? Or is it? I don't know.
I think it's an hour when I looked at the TV guide.
Interesting.
I wish it was an hour and a half. They deserve an hour and a half.
I want to see more of just everything as it develops and stuff. Especially if it's a longer one, you need more time. But again, they have their own constraints and stuff. But yeah, we're going to be streaming live, commenting, commentary, whatever. I mean, we're just, as things happen, we're going to be giving it to you. So, yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to be at Dave & Buster's again. Don't know how many are going to be there yet, but it'll probably be at least a decently sizable crowd. And, yeah, we'll be cheering on, our favorites and, seeing as it unfolds. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe some familiar faces might pop up on screen.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
You
Hopefully.
never know.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, we'll hope that the editors get things right.
I know.
All right. So, anything else about this episode or anything that's coming up for you guys? I know both, actually all of us, were kind of getting ready in our own ways for Brick Fair, which is next weekend. So it's a busy week that is happening next week with last Lego Masters. Some, Krista, I think you're heading down Tuesday, you said?
Yeah, Tuesday afternoon.
So she's heading down.
So Krista and I will be participating Saturday and Sunday in some Lego Master panels.
Yes.
And Lego Master signings. So come out and meet your Pittsburgh pals. We'll have trading cards, stickers, and we just love to talk about the show and hang out with everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the following weekend, we will be at Steel City Con doing autograph signing and hanging out and talking with the greater Pittsburgh community. So come on out to that.
Yes.
Yep. I just saw that thing. I was like, hey, I know them. I know where they're going to be. So some busy weekends coming up for all of us because we got to travel, we got to build, we got to set things up. Ugh. Jeez. Sure. But it's fun.
Build.
Very busy.
I don't know how much.
As I stare at my half-finished project.
No. 7/3.
7/3.
7/3.
3/7.
3/7.
3/7.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. 7. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that makes more sense.
3/7.
You'll get it done. Or you'll be building it on Tuesday when you get down there. You'll be like, well, I set up this part. What are you still working on? The rest?
Well, it doesn't have to be done till Saturday.
Right.
Technically.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to have it all together. You're going to come and you're going to stand out and look at it and be like, oh, it looks so good. You're going to go this way and be like, oh, no.
Well, that's why it's taking me so long is I am triple checking every panel that I put on just to make sure. Because when we were doing this last time, I was building as we were going and I screwed up 4 panels.
Oh, geez.
So that's why I was building spheres tonight because I'm trying to just get in that motion for a challenge that we might be doing at Brick Theory. Seeing how fast you can build a sphere kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we are in the thick of convention season, and it's not just Lego conventions. There's all kinds of conventions going on. Comic-Cons and different things. Like they mentioned, Steel City Con is in 2 weekends. We got Brick Fair next weekend. We've got Brick Erie in beginning of September. Oh, there's just so much stuff going on.
And we also Ultimate Brick in November.
That's right. Yep.
Ultimate Brick in November, and we actually have Fayette County Fair this weekend. So if
that's right. Fayette County Fair. That's right.
Come out to the Fayette County Fair this weekend.
Yep.
On Saturday,
if you're in the Pittsburgh area.
Just Saturday.
Yeah. If you're from very far away, you might not want to make the trip. But it is a great fair.
I mean, I highly recommend it. It's the best fair.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Oh, and for those of you that don't know why we're talking about the left side, right side, so Krista, explain what a lenticular is.
Yes. So a lenticular is an image. When you look at it from one side, it's one image, and when you look at it from the other side, it's another image.
Yeah. So imagine doing that. So in other words, she's doing 2 images out of Lego bricks.
I can show you if you give me a sec.
Yeah, go ahead, grab it. We'll keep the peoples busy. The interesting thing too is normally you think of a lenticular as just one an image or a single thing that's only so big. She's been doing kind of much longer things, so it's kind of you got to go way over and look and so
it's awesome.
So this is one panel in my lap right now. So one side is going to be this image. The other side is this image.
For you youngins,
So-
that's Duck Hunt.
I love it.
So this one doesn't like show a whole lot right now, but when you look
Right.
this way, you see some grass. When you look this way, the grass is different.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so these come apart, but I'm calling this a panel. So I have 3 of these done, and I have 4 more to go.
It's wabbit season. It's actually
Wow.
it's actually duck season.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I
So
love
yeah,
it.
that's why I've been going so slow. It's just meticulously like double checking, triple checking, because I hate redoing my work.
Yeah. Well, the detail you have to
You
focus
know
on
me.
is just insane for something like that. And you would, and not that it's simple, like it's like, oh, you're just putting it down, you're following the thing. It's like, no, there's way more to it than that, to paying attention.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
much math and
Yeah.
Will says I should bring the my designs with me just so people can see just how crazy complicated it ends up being.
Absolutely.
Because even though everything is kind of like 1-to-1, I have to stretch it so it becomes like too tall. So there's some weird math and like I do it all in my head, but
Math and Lego? No.
yeah, right. And I have a count on this one on how many pieces it is, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a lot.
wow.
Well, you got 32 base plates, right?
So hold on, give me a sec.
Because 32 by 32
1, 2,
is
3, 4. So 16 times 3 times
not-
7.
Oh, okay.
That's just how many cheese slopes it is.
1024. See, I was thinking she was doing 32 by
I don't wanna
32, but
calculate.
she's not. So, because all you gotta do is take how many studs it is and divide it by 2.
Yeah, that's not even the
Oh, we had a blip there.
mathing the math.
Yeah. It looks like Krista's having a little bit of internet issue.
Rose.
Yes, I am.
There we go. Now you're good. Yeah. So lots of math, lots of. Well, they're not even cheese. Well, some of them are cheese slopes. Some of them are the 2x1 cheese slopes. So.
And
No,
I'm
they're
just
all 1 by
rebuilding
1.
trees.
I do them.
Oh, they
by
are.
hand.
They're. Oh my word. Like you. No, you're killing
They're all
yourself
1
with
by
that.
Yes, but it's symmetrical and consistent.
Yep, that's true.
I like
That's true. Yep, and Marcella has her trees.
Yeah.
All
more and
the
more
trees. All the
The
trees.
problem with the trees is I get them done and then I hate them, so I take them apart
Aw.
and start
The
all
poor
over again.
trees.
Yeah, until I like them. So it's
So
like,
they don't. So some of them
version
don't even get a
12.
chance to be happy little trees. They're just no. You're going.
No, but I did learn a new technique that I'm excited to try, which I'm taking the flex tubing and attaching the twig and one of the
Oh, yeah.
little jumper 1x1s and
Mhm.
wrapping it around the base of the trunk to look like a vine.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
And I may
That's
like
cool.
attach leaves
That's
to
cool.
it to look like growth all
Right.
over the trunk.
I know my
That's
wife
really cool.
has been watching and looking at tons of techniques for doing shrubs, trees, and different, depending on what. So there's like so many variety of trees that's in her thing, which we'll go through next weekend. I'll do a brick fair walkthrough, which it's always fun and tons of different things going on there.
Tell her to go check out Maya's tutorial on MB Bricks about trees. It's a great video, and
Oh,
we
okay.
love Maya.
She may
She's
have already.
It's a really good tutorial on how to make trees.
Yeah, awesome. Well, this is episode 9. We got one more to go, and that one will be fun. So I look forward to hanging out with you guys next Monday, and seeing how all that stuff pans out, and see who the winner is of the not just $100,000. I mean, the money is great, but come on, everyone wants to be like, I am the Lego master.
Right. Right. And if you're in the Pittsburgh area, come out.
Yep,
We're
absolutely.
gonna do the
Yep.
live commentary, and you never know what might happen at Dave and Buster's. So
That's
come out
right.
and hang out with us and have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're all about having a good time, So yeah, and this is, I think, the very first episode we've done where we have not talked about butts. So.
Ha
Oh,
I almost
hello.
did. I almost did, but I censored myself.
That's great. So.
Right now, you owe it to us.
I know. I'm gonna have to ask Frost to make me just some kind of butt shirt. I have to come up with some kind of something.
Well, thanks, Dusty and Kristen, for tuning in, and anyone else that watches this. Like I said, Monday we'll be at Dave & Buster's. I think we're all arriving there probably around 7 to start, and the show starts at 8. We'll figure our stuff out now, and we'll go from there. But we'll see you guys Monday. Yeah. So until next time, keep on building. We'll see ya.